Hello, everybody. It's Joyce Glass, the Right Coach, and I'm here wishing you a happy new year. And today I wanted to just kind of go over a couple things with you because let's reflect. Let's reflect on 2017. I don't know about your 2017, but mine was an emotionally, physically exhausting one. Some of you have heard, some of you may know, some of you may not know. But we were living in actually Asheville, North Carolina last January. My husband had a job there, but we were only kind of temporary there because we had not officially sold our house. And he decided he wanted to be back in Georgia, so we moved back to Georgia in March, and he found a new job here in June. And then I moved just last November, 21st, all of us, my husband, son, and I all moved to the Lake Sinclair on November 21st. So it's been a kind of a tough year, and there was a lot of stuff that went on to close on this house. So I won't bore you with all those details, but all that to say, it was a long year. So if you're here, please say hello, and I'm going to do a little quick reflecting on 2017 as far as writing goes. So with your writing, there's 4 questions I want you to ask yourself about how it went for you last year and what can you do different this year. So first is, did you write what you wanted to write last year? Did you blog consistently? Did you write your book or make the progress you wanted to make on your book? What do you want to work on this year? And what do you want to do better this year? Those are the things that you want to think about, and what didn't work. So what worked, what didn't work, what do you want to do better this year, and what did you do last year? Did you accomplish at least some of what you wanted to do? For me, one of the big things is I did blog consistently. The end of the year got a little crazy with the move, so I wasn't so good. But January or somewhere in March, I started creating a better plan, and I had blog consistently from March to probably October, November, somewhere in there. Things got a little wacky when we sold our house. So hope you're doing good. But then I want you to take time to think about your writing projects. What do you want to write next year? And do you want to work on magazine articles? Do you want to blog? Do you want to blog consistently? Is that important to you? If you're trying to grow your list, then yes, blogging consistently is important to you. Let's see. Are you working on a book? Do you want to start writing one, or are you in the process of working on one? Then let's make a commitment to yourself. And I'm working on one too. And last year my writing time was not good. Let's just put it that way. I was not consistent like I wanted to be. I was consistent with the blog, but not working on my book. I was not consistent with that. And so I'm going to make that challenge to myself, and I'm asking you the same thing. But make an appointment with yourself. Do you want to write once a week, twice a week? Do you want to write 15 minutes, 30 minutes? How often do you want to write? And make that commitment to yourself of how often you want to write. And one of the things that I offered from the last time, and I will put that link in this post, is the writing planner. The writing planner that is a free download, and it's a 4-part series. You get the writing planner PDF, but then I also give you suggestions on how to organize and write your book. So those are the things that you'll want to work on with your book. Now, when you're working on your writing time, this is how you want to figure out, if you're writing a book, it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. It can happen in a week or a weekend if that's all you do and you make your plan. That's what you want to do. I know some people I've heard they go to a cabin, or one lady I heard went on a cruise, and she would get the bulk of her book written, the rough draft. It wouldn't be finished, but she would do a rough draft within a week. And that's possible if that's your focus and that's what you're spending your time on. Not all of us can go to a cabin or ride on a cruise. So, you got to figure out what works for you. So, is it 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day? And if you do that, I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second, how you can do that in intervals to help you out. But so, let's say you want to write a book this year, and it's going to be 12 chapters. We'll just use this as an example. You may want 50 short chapters. You may want 25 chapters. I don't know. Just you'll have to figure out, how long approximately you think your book's going to be. And then you can figure out how long it's going to take you. If it takes you 2 weeks to write one chapter and it's a 12 chapter book, then it's going to take you 24 weeks to finish your book, which is fine. So that's a little over, was that 4 months? 5 and 4 is 20. So it's 5 months, almost 5 months. So you can do that and figure out, this is how long it's going to take to do my book. But figure in, there may be a holiday or you get sick or something happens with work because you're working too and you can't write as much as you want. It might be 26 or 28 weeks, but make a plan and a goal, and then you'll be able to have a target that you're working towards. And the writing planner, the weekly writing planner, that the link that I'm going to give you for that I created will help you do that. I did a whole blog post on that just a couple weeks ago, and I share in detail how that works. So I'm not going to go over that right now, but I will put that link in here where you can download the free writing planner, and you get the email series that also helps you with organization and starting your book. And I know a lot of people have struggled with that, so this will help. But then I have some tips for you for writing. So you want to work at intervals. And instead of trying to work 15 minutes or 30, instead of working like a couple hours, working an hour at a time, do 15 or 30-minute intervals. And then take a 5 to 10-minute break. Go get you some coffee, run to the bathroom, grab a snack, whatever, so that you just get away from the computer or wherever you're writing for a few minutes. Then once you're finished with that, you want to try to do as many intervals as you can in a day. So say your goal is to write for an hour a day. Then do, 2 30-minute intervals or 4 15-minute intervals. Whatever works for your personality and your time and how you focus. Because some people can focus better than others for longer periods of time. There's no wrong or right way to do this. It's just a method to try to help you with your writing. And so I want you to try that out and complete as many intervals as you can, because here's the thing. At the end of the week, if you have spent an hour writing each day in those, doing 30-minute intervals, 15-minute intervals, whatever works, 20 minutes, and you've done that at the end of the week, think about how much writing you would have done doing it that way versus if you spent 1 hour trying to write at one time. And there's something about when you exercise your muscles, whether it's your writing muscle or your physical muscles, when you train them to work at little bites of time over time, they remember. It's muscle memory. And your brain is a muscle, does the same kind of thing. So you want to complete as many interval writing times you can. And then I want you to plan your writing time out. You plan, and this will help those intervals be more productive. So what are you going to do during this 15 or 30 minutes? Are you going to work on research? Is your goal to write 500 words a day or 1,000 words in a day, whatever your goal is, or as many words as you can in 2 hours or an hour using the intervals? Are you going to work on a chapter, on a specific chapter this day, and that when you have the writing planner, that's what helps you. I'm going to work on chapter 1 this week, all week. Or you're going to work on researching for chapter 1 on Monday, and you're going to write it on Tuesday, and you're going to edit it on Wednesday. However you want to work it out, but have an activity set up for each day. So then your writing time becomes much more productive. And then also, do you want to work on your outline? You want to have a solid outline. Do you want to work on title options for your book? Having a working title, for me, I enjoy that. Some people think that you don't need to worry about the title until you're done. For me, I like it. I feel like it gives me focus. And my working title may change for the actual finished book once I've written it, but I have something that I'm shooting towards and I'm working towards. So when you know your goal for the day, then it's much easier. Hello, Roberta. I hope you're doing good. Um, if you have any questions about what I've been talking about, let me know. Or you may just be jumping in, but I'm giving some tips on what to do for writing in 2018. And the first one is working in intervals, writing like 15 or 30 minutes at a time instead of trying to write for an entire hour at one time, or 2 hours, whatever it may be. Then planning out your time. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Oh my goodness, bless me. Plan out your writing time. Work on, are you going to research during the writing time? Are you going to write 500 words? Are you going to work on chapter 1, chapter 2, or chapter 10 today? And you don't have to work on your chapters in order. You can work on them in different orders. If you've got a good solid outline, you can work on them because you may have different content, but you want to, of course, make sure everything is cohesive once it's written, that it flows good. So are you going to work on your outline? Those are the different things that you can work on during your outline, during your writing time. It can be your outline, or I call it a writing plan, your research, editing. I like to edit. What I do is I call a soft edit after I've written. I'm also in Virginia. Great time to write. Yes, it is. Great time, and enjoy the snow. I'm in middle Georgia, and it didn't come this far over, so I didn't get it. It's over more on the coast side of Georgia, so I've missed it this time. But your writing time, like I said, outline, research, your actual writing, editing the work from the previous day. I do like I said, I call a soft edit. I will review what I've written the day before, and just, does it sound good? Is there any obvious spelling errors or punctuation errors or typos, that kind of thing? Or do I make sure it sounds good? And then what I'll also do is, when I write chapter 2, I'll go back over chapter 1 again, and then by the time I'm done with my book, I have reviewed chapter 1, 2, everything at least twice, and chapter 1 more than that, because I want to make sure it's good. And of course, each time I go over the chapter, if I've already done my soft edit, I'm not looking at it super close. I'm looking at it more for content flow. Is it make sure that it's flowing into the second chapter, and I'm not repeating myself in the second chapter. I'm not saying the same thing in chapter 2 as I did in chapter 1. So those are the kind of things that I like to do with that. And then what I want to challenge you is for January, and I'm going to do this myself, is to write 10 to 15 minutes per day. And this helps you get that exercising that muscle. My schedule in life has been so wonky the past 6 months that I need to reset my writing routine. And so I want to help that along by pushing myself to making that commitment of writing 10 or 15 minutes a day, at least, if not more, but at least, so that I am doing something with writing each day. And that could be writing my blog or writing for my novel, either one. So this year in review, I want you to, again, just think about where you've been, what you've been doing. But I'm reviewing things from over the past year, and I've decided I want to do things a little differently, but I'm still kind of working out how I'm going to do it differently. So I haven't quite got everything worked out, but I do know that I am going to do a podcast. Yes, 10 to 15 minutes a day. You in with me, Roberta? I may make a little, I'll make a little graphic and put it in the group, and we'll see who all wants to do it. Maybe we could, I can make a thing where we could check in once a week, see how everybody's doing, just for encouragement's sake, not to berate anybody, because I want this to be fun. Writing is to be a fun and enjoyable exercise, And so you want this to, I want this to be an encouragement for you. But that sounds great, Roberta. I'm glad you can do that. So what I want to do is I want to help more writers, and so I'm kind of figuring out different ways that I can do that. And yes, it is. And so doing the podcast is one thing, but I'm not going to start that until probably mid to late February because I need time to kind of organize how I'm going to do that, what I need to do for it. And I actually just signed up today. John Lee Dumas is his name. He's a podcasting guru guy that he has a course that I'm going to work my way through and really help me make sure that I take off the right way and do it the best I can. So, but I want to hear from all of you, and I'll do a poll in the group. Let me know what topics would you like to hear about. And Roberta, if there's anything on your mind, let me know here since you're here. But I'm going to do it in the group too. I'll do a poll, and just let me know what topics that you would like to learn more about. Do you struggle with grammar? Do you struggle with organizing your thoughts? Do you struggle with, knowing what to do with, which this is not my strong point, but I know some others that are, that I'm going to bring on the podcast, marketing your book. With blogging, do I need to blog? Why should I blog? Can I blog my book? Things like that. So let me know some topics, and I'm going to try to do a poll in the group on that too, and just kind of see what comes of that, of what people need help with. I've done this before, and it's helped. And so I'm going to be setting up my topics for each week for the podcast over the next month. And I would love to make sure that I cover a topic that you need help with, whether it be Roberta or whoever's in the group. So please let me know what would help you. And if you have any other questions about this, please put it in there. Creating a well-structured paragraph. That's a great one, Roberta. That is really good. I have not done anything on that yet, and I will make sure I put that one on the list. So I appreciate that. And of course, if you think of any others, post them here or on the post with the poll. So, but I hope that you just take some time. Roberta, you can watch the beginning of this. I don't know if you saw the beginning. But I just have 4 questions that you want to do for the review for 2017, and then some tips on writing for 2018. And you can utilize the writing planner that I created, the Write Coach writing planner. And so I want you to, you're welcome, Roberta. I will put the link for the writing planner in the post as soon as I'm done here. So I hope you have a great evening. And if you don't have any other questions, I'm done for tonight, and I just wanted to pop in here because that's the other thing I'll tell everybody. I am taking a break. I'll probably come in and do a Facebook Live. Good, thank you, Roberta, that you'll watch the beginning. I am going to do Facebook Lives probably once a week still, but as I'm doing that, I'm just going to be sharing some content that I've already posted on my site. Some of the ones that were most popular last year. Over the next month while I'm working on getting my podcast ready. So I hope everyone has a great week and weekend. Stay warm for those of you snowed in. And you're welcome, Roberta. You have a great night, and I will see you next week for Tips from the Write Coach. Take care.